Hi, I'm Shauna Lee with Infinity Readings. I want to thank everybody who's joined, liked, or subscribed to my page, or my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page called Infinity Readings and Reviews if you want kind of more of a personal insight into where my mind is going, and also access to free monthly readings. And I will be giving away like micro readings. I'll be on for an hour and just accept questions as they come. First come, first serve type thing, and then we'll go from there and see what kind of demand that brings. But that's where you'll get access to that, and that's also where you'll get access if I decide to go outward with my readings. That's Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. Click join, I'll add you in there, and then just wait around and see what happens. A lot of times it's just a more personal view of what I get instinctively throughout the months that I'm not sending the videos out. Sometimes I get intuitive downloads and I spit it out through the page, or I just feel inspired to put, a lot of positive information in that way, and that's where all the kind of the news that I get intuitively is just spewed out there. So I want to thank anybody who's already in there and who is following me, and I want to thank them for their likes, subscribes, for the comments. I appreciate it. As long as it's productive in some way, I absolutely absorb that shit. I get in there, and it actually makes a difference in how I proceed forward. I do have fluxes here and there where family and life gets in the way, and usually everybody's been very accepting and graceful of that time. So I appreciate that for all the people that are on there. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit about the decks that I'm using. I have I'm doing a 2-pyramid male-female split for my readings. I just, came up with that on the fly. I'm using, I found masculine and feminine set, which I'm very stoked about. The Gods and Titans deck from Stacey DeMarco, and the Goddesses and Sirens deck also from Stacey DeMarco. Those are the two, the male and the female, that I use. I clarify the female deck with the Whispers of Love. And I'm turning more into the love side of things. I was clarifying with some grounded energy, but my decks kind of somehow disappeared, so I had to change it up. So the Whispers of Love is really giving the insight to the female side, and then I'm using the Love and Sex Tarot deck to give little harder edge to the God and Titans, the male side, kind of looking into their sexual. I don't know that they would pick up on the softer side of it anyway. I think it would be a little too fluffy. So I think the sexual edge that this tarot deck gives is working very well. I think the energies are working very well. So that is the decks that I'm using at this point. Whatever you're dealing with from June 20th to September 22nd, that is the run time here that I'm forecasting for. There's a few themes that are running through. One of them is a sense of play. Keep that for the summer. Don't get too serious. But those that are driven to need to, I guess. We need to keep love and compassion alive, and not only that, go outward with it. So, happy summer to everyone, and on with the readings. Okay, this is the reading for Taurus for the summer of 2017. I'm going to get right into it. The females on this side start off with the card of pleasure. So that's a good way to start your summer. The Taurans are going to be in the pleasure mode, looking at the principles that bring them pleasure. They're going to be diving into that. So that is good, because the Taurans they've had a lot of work in this area. They've put in a lot of work and hard time. So now it's time to kind of lay back a little bit and enjoy. So that's a really good, mellow, funky vibe there that they got coming. So pleasure, dipping into that for summer. Coming right up on the heels of June here, the mid-June. That's where they're going to be. They're going to be looking in the places that bring them that joy. That kind of like feeling the vacation before it's here. That's what they want. The next card I come to is New Beginnings. So I feel like these Taurans, if they are not coming across new beginnings, they are ready. for new beginnings. And having that sense of air within them, it's really just bringing that energy forth. So I feel like there are going to be new beginnings for them. They are open and ready for that to happen. So it's not something that is combative. They're not combating the new energy that's coming in. They're very welcoming of it. So that's good. The next card we get is equality. So I think they're still taking note of keeping equalization within all of these areas. Pleasure, work, and just life, play, romance, whatever it is, personal life. They're really looking at how am I keeping the balance within all of that. A heightened awareness of where they're going, what they need to do, and where they need to be at. With equality sitting on the side here. They're going to indulge in the pleasure. They're going to make sure that it doesn't overcompensate for their work side or whatever. They're going to keep it all in check. Everything's in a nice tight box. So that's all good. The next card, the Taurans, the females, again, females come in, is with power. So they're feeling their power rise. And I don't feel like it's like, I feel like it's a slow, steady build. They're very methodical, very, very good at building in this way. It's like a construction of their self-power. And they've been working on it all along, so it's paying off in areas, and they can predict this, and they can see this. So it's just going with the flow. It's just carrying onward. So that's good. And the power is coming on the heels of the pleasure. So the pleasure is giving them help to enjoy that power that they have. It's going to lay back a bit. There's new beginnings coming, and you know what? There's power in that too. Then we have expansiveness. This is a very interesting card. It's got a lot of wild colors like orange and purples and blues, and it's got a real sense of mysticism to it, and I feel like that is really there's still some unknowns here for the Taurans coming, and that's the stuff that is expanding without them even noticing. They're coming to an increased awareness of things that they've yet to kind of really deal with in their life that has really come across their plate. So that is building, growing, and expanding without their conscious knowledge of it. But I feel like they're not too far from finding that out. I feel like this expansiveness is also with the equality, so it's very balanced, very slow and deliberate, but nonetheless there. But they may be in a mode of focusing and feeling the power more than they're feeling the expansiveness and where it comes from. So what they end up at is prosperity, and that's really what they're working towards. I mean, Taurans, women, male or female, they are very not power driven as much as goal driven, reaching, achieving these things. So prosperity is part of that for them. So they're finally going to see the benefits of all the hard work. They know they've put work in, and they're kind of going, yeah, it is my time to relax, so bring it on. And that's what's happening, is all that stuff's coming. It's starting to, over the summer, accumulate to a point where it's like, whew, it's starting to flow out, and they're like, there it is, and there it is, and there it is. So they're gonna start going, okay, here we go. Then you get in that zone. You get in the pleasure zones with all of that. So this is all opening up for Taurus. It's no surprise. It's in the mix. They know where they sit. They're not egotistical about it. They just know that they're in the flow. They know where they need to receive. It's time to receive, so they're going to back off a little bit. Don't have to put as much hard work because I need to see my benefits. I need to reap my benefits, and I need to enjoy the benefits. And that's where they're sitting. That's a good place for Taurus females to be sitting. That's a good energy. Prosperity at the end of the climb here. Pleasure, power, prosperity. Equality, expansiveness, prosperity. New beginnings in the middle, shuttling everything outward. Can't ask for much better than that. They know where they're going, how they get there, but they're just quietly doing it. They're not the movers and the shakers. They're just slow, steady burns that are going in the right direction. So it's a very good energy, Taurus. Very good. And I remember correctly, we had some ship-disturbing material in the background. It's not even in here. So we got rid of that. We got rid of that little devil. on your shoulder trying to get you into trouble, and you just kind of really sidestep and said, I learned from you. Yeah, you can take off. I'm going over here. And that's where now they learned. They're like, yeah, that doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't thrill me anymore. So that's good, these women. Wow. So I'm sorry, it's a short little reading, but it's really tight, really good, and really focused and driven. Your prosperity's coming. You just accept it. You stay in the pleasure principles of your summer, and you'll be fine. It's a natural process, an earthy process. See your ground. I see a lot of people outside tanning. I know a few friends myself that like the sun. The Taurans like to be out in the sun, hiking, biking, triking. Anywhere where there's sunshine, they want to be there. If it's sitting in front of the beach on a beach chair, then that's where it is. So that kind of thing. They're going to be doing a lot of that, and that is their enjoyment, and their expansiveness will come later. It's building. The recognition will come later. So it is there and bubbling in the background, kind of on the side that they're aware of, but there's that little mystery, the inquisitiveness, or the expansiveness is something they're going to have to inquire about. They're going to have to look into in the future, but it's nonetheless powerful and poignant and going to be revealed over time here. So I'll get right into the love and romance side of it. I picked 3 cards here, and the first one that came out was You Are Limitless. Has a beautiful unicorn, rainbow feathers, birds, the whole bit. Recognize this truth that you are limitless, and you can do anything you choose to do. And Taurus, I don't think Taurus women are anyone that you can convince them otherwise anyway. I think these Tauran women, they know where it's at, they know what they can do and what they can accomplish. But yes, the limits, there are none. So you just have to make sure that you're aware of that. There's boundaries, limits, whatever, in whatever area, just be aware of that. So you are limitless. So don't sell yourself short when it comes to looking for love or being in a relationship. And I'm getting to, on the softer side of things for these female Taurans, even in give and take friendships as well, look in there. You're limitless. Don't bound yourself to friends or lovers. Just give and take within the limitlessness of it. Now the next card I get was Receive with Love and Appreciation. So receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. So that could be why I was picking up the friendship zone. It's like, you have people that bring stuff to you from a heart-centered place. So you receive that with love and appreciation, and it helps add to the depths of, you may not be in a relationship right now, but within your friendships you learn to accept the love, and it's easier to do so in the love, deeper love relationships. So just receive and receive with love and appreciation. The next card I got for love and romance under the Taurus for the summer is Speak the Language of Love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. So, and I'm getting for the singles. I'm getting for the singles. Don't sell yourself short just because you're not fighting for a relationship. Don't be afraid to speak from love if you're not fighting for a relationship. You know what I mean? You don't have to be on the dating scene to be caring and loving towards another human being of the opposite sex, same sex, whatever. Just come from that on a more basal, in a more basal way, and it will transfer, to the love area. I'm feeling there's maybe a lot more Tauran women single that are really delving into their own selves at this time and appreciating that for the one-time thing that it is. Because these Taurans are long and hard, and if they want a relationship, it's got to be something that's worth fighting for. And some of them are getting into a zone here where they got to understand where their part is in it, and speaking from love and receiving love. These are things that they may not. I think they can do this. They have to look at how they do it and who they do it with in that way, and focus on that. And don't necessarily just leave it to your lovers. Speak outwardly in love to others as well, and you will you will gain more richness from that to help you with the deeper side of the relationships that are there for love and romance. So speak love and caring and compassionately to everyone, and you will get more opportunities to do so in deeper areas of your life. That's really what I'm trying to say there. Okay, so that is the female side. Now, to the male side. The male Taurus, what are they up to? We start out with support. So they are feeling, I feel like these Tauran men, they're in a corner with a few buddies. They have their buddies and they're all supported. They're feeling a camaraderie, a direction in which they need to go, and a steady way in which they need to do it, and they're feeling right. Even though in their own mind I feel like they've kind of, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I got so much support, I must be doing it right. But nonetheless, that support is there. Then they've got war. So they might be, it's almost like a gang thing. I'm like, okay, now these are my buddies and we're all shooting for the same thing. And it's like we're going to fight. So maybe there's some guys out there who are in a cantankerous state and they've got some backing and they're ready for war. And then they've also got play here in the corner. So I feel like this is somewhat, man, it's looking pretty shady what I'm getting here. But nonetheless, they're having the support in their corner, and they're feeling that they can take on anything. Like, come on, bring it to me because I got it. And because I got the backing, right? I mean, who doesn't feel good with a bunch of guys, I got your back. So the play kind of takes the whole seriousness and almost the whole dark-sided aspect out of it for me. So there's a sense here that, I mean, me and my buddies were going out and we're going to cause havoc. But, I mean, it's on the down. Like, we're okay. So it may be that these guys are getting together and they're all going out and, getting drunk and just kind of creating havoc in that way. It may not be the best way to do it, but it's their sense of play and their sense of fun, and so it's getting done. And that's just what's on the agenda. The next card I have is shape-shifting. So this is in between support and war. So I feel like you may be doing double duty for your buddies. I feel like you may be one buddy to this guy, and then this other guy, you're another buddy. Meaning you are kind of wearing these masks, these false masks around to shift to whoever you are with. So, and this is interesting. This is usually, I see this as a feminine trait, and it's interesting to me to see the men shift in this way. Seeing characterizations where one guy is kind of mutating to his buddies on this side of the party, heavy-duty party guys, or the low mellow guy. He's kind of shifting, back and forth. So there's a sense of that in and amongst a grouping of men where they're all kind of getting together, but really adaptive to each other, And maybe not to a self-defeating degree, but to a degree where they're just really molding to this buddy and then molding to that buddy. His sensitive side comes out here to talk with this guy, and then his more beefy, brawny side comes out here to deal with this buddy over here, and so that kind of thing. So there's a little bit of shape-shifting going on in regards to his friends, and I feel like there's with these Taurus guys, they usually have bigger groupings of friends that they follow. It's not just one-on-one. They're not private people. They like to be out in the public. They like kind of being in the sprout of things. They like sprouting out and being seen. So it's kind of that kind of thing. It's like, I can be whoever you want me to be, and I could talk to whoever. And that makes them good socializers. Socialists. Then we have love hanging out here in the play area. So they are looking, they are strolling, and they are having fun with that. So the singles, maybe you're looking and playing. And I get to the Taurus men are not the type that are just going to go out looking. They're going to find something, bang them over the head while they're out having fun, playing with the guys. That's what's happening. They're going to hear from a buddy's friend's girlfriend that this girl likes him, and he's like, well, I don't know, I'm having fun right now. Can you just leave me be? Like, this is the guys. This is the Taurus guy. He just wants to have fun. Doesn't want to be tied down. Doesn't want to be, doesn't want to load on. Just, I'm having fun right now. Just leave me alone. Just let me go. So there's love within the play, but we've got to be careful there. Where we end up at is renewal. So I feel like over this summer, Taurus are very outdoorsy, along with the women, right? The masculine and the feminine. They want to be outside, they want to play, and their sense of play, and it's almost like that play that's like, yeah, let's go, that aggressive play. They want to get in and be with their buddies, and they're mutating to everybody, they're mingling with everybody and getting along with everybody. There's a quiet guy over there. Yeah, he gets along with him. Well, he's rowdy. Well, he gets along with him too. He's all over the place. And he's ready for war if he needs to be. If he needs to support his friends, he's going to be there. He's going to knock people out. If you insult my friend, my buddy, you're going to hear about it. Not only that, you're going to feel it the next 3 days. Right here. You need some steak for that? That's the thing. These are Taurus men. They're going to back their buddies, and their buddies back them. Why? Because they're loyal, and boy oh boy, they'll get it back. So a lot of good, healthy play, and just being in their element. These guys. Tips for women, if you're watching here, for a Taurus man of yours, if he's out with the buddies, give him his space, give him his time, because he will reward you full bore after. But if you start interrupting him and his buddy time, man, that is just not going to go down well. It's just not going to go down well. Give him his space. You'll be rewarded. When the time comes to come back in the fall, you'll have all his time. So just let him be with the buddies. Let him get all that out. Let him get that force out, that lion, that, dragon, whatever it is, that he's had hibernating all winter and spring. Let him get it out, let him flush it out, and then he'll be ready to deal with you later. I really got a sense for these males. This is really an intrinsic thing that they need to have that camaraderie with their pals. It means a lot. They're not solitary animals, these Tauran men. They are not. They like the big grouping of people. They like being in amongst people. They like to communicate. Although they're not yappers, they like to be in and amongst. So you take that away from them, it just ain't gonna work. You're gonna be the first to go. Their buddies come first. If you realize that, you get comfort with that, boom, then you're okay. Then you're okay. Then you're good. Girl, you just take back seat. That's all. That's all you have to do. Just take that back seat, and they'll give it to you if you realize where you sit with it. And that's just the way they roll. So, tip for the women looking for the Taurus men, that's the way they roll. And like I said, they will reward you for that. Just leave them be with their time. I feel that heavily. And they just want to express. They don't want to be tied down. They don't want to be at all. So, interesting energy is seeping into there. So now for the love and sex factor, because we got the love hanging out here in the spiritual side of things, but we'll see where it comes out now. Yeah. We have the Emperor as the first card, so that's the dude. I mean, he's in charge. He knows where it's at. He is the king, right? He's the Emperor. He rules. So a little bit of that egotistic self, I feel exalted to a certain degree. He shapeshifts, so he knows he can alter it. He can change it a little bit. He doesn't have to be in his ego 100% of the time. Around the women, he tends to do that, tends to take charge. But whatever, the women who are with him know this, so they understand that. So that's a bit of that, being in charge, taking the reins. And I mean, yeah, it's all good. And what do you know, 6 of Wands, going out and getting what you want. If he's in that mode, then he will do that. He will go after what he wants if he feels it. If he doesn't feel it, he ain't going to go after it, and that's it. So the 6 of Wands is just simply saying, you know what, if I want it, I'll go and get it. Don't you come chasing after me. Tips for the girls. Okay. The last card for love and sex is the Chariot, number 7. So this is really there's a lot of complexity here. Could mean, oh, there's a long distance thing going on. Could mean, oh, there's conflict in his mind, play or love. I don't know, both. But right now, what's ruling? I don't know. It could be also too that there's a bit of a struggle, a bit of time needed to communicate, to get down to the gritty of things. So over the summer, I feel like there might be a situation where these guys are feeling their power. Maybe not as sexually potent, but as alluring to the woman or, you know, to the partner. And then, you know, if they want it, they'll go out and get it. And 7 being the Chariot, they could also walk. You know, it's not my time. You hit me up in the fall when I'm ready to relax, then we'll talk. It's almost like that. It's like, hit the road, Jack. I'm not ready. I'm tired. It's fun time. It's fun time, and me and my buddies are going out, and don't bother me in the summer. And that's kind of the mode I'm getting. And if anybody pushes that button, man, they're just going to be set aside. They're going to be set aside. So, yeah, hard luck here if a woman's going after a Taurus, man. They're just going to kind of get the boot until the fall. And then good luck then, you know. Because if you bugged him in the summer, he's not going to be too receptive in the fall. So, you know, very this Taurus man, he's just with it. He's like, he's having fun, and that is it. Like, that is number one. Fun, play. Love is in there. It's in there. But, you know, he has to have a sense of renewed energy in order to accept that love. It has to come through renewed energy. And he has to do some shape-shifting. Because he's all supportive with his buddies, and they're just wanting to create havoc. And, you know, it's summer. All that energy, all that kick. That's what he wants to get into. So just be aware if you're partnered with him. Just give him the reins. Let him go. And he'll be fine. He ain't gonna, you know what, if he's in a relationship before he gets in, he ain't gonna go nowhere. He ain't going out there to look. He's going out there to have fun with his buddies and recharge. Get rid of all that yearly stress. This is when they do it. So that's really what he's doing. So if you're coupled with a Taurus man, that's what he's doing. He just needs to de-stress. And then, you know, you support him in that, and he'll be twice as good down the road. Then you guys are more solid. He's like, thanks, babe. You know, this did me good. I'm glad. I feel good. I'm back, ready to get back in the saddle. And then away you go. And it's all gravy. So, all good. But very, very Taurus energy. Yeah, very headlong, head forth. I'm going to do what I want when I want. And you know what? It's not that he's pushing it completely aside, but if he's got a romantic relationship there, he's just going out with the buddies and blowing off steam for the summer, so don't worry about it. He's going to be there in the end. And then for the females, it's really more of a quieter energy. They're going to be dipping into the pleasure zones, both male and female energies, feeling it high. They're earthly. They just want to get out there and do stuff. So that's really what's going on here. Feeling it high, having new beginnings coming in, feeling the power, the prosperity's coming in, the expansiveness that's going on that they still have yet to discover. And love, they got to learn to let it in, know that you're limitless, and speak the language. Start speaking from love, and you'll have more opportunities to bring it in. So that is the reading. Masculine and feminine for the summer of 2017, Taurus. Take care and be kind.